I'm going to be finishing up the Typee Awards tonight. I know I planned on finishing by last Christmas or New Year's, but I just got way sidetracked because I decided that it would be a better idea for me to focus on finishing my book. My book was more important than this. And now that I have finished my book, I'm going to finish up with this. And as you can see here, a couple of days ago, I finally got my book cover. I hired a guy in Spain named David Colon, and he made this cover for me. I had input into the cover. He asked me what I wanted. I told him that I wanted something that captured classic old school retro computing and or retro typewriters. I suggested um, something with a background um, reflecting old school computers with a mechanical typewriter in the foreground. I guess he felt that kind of clashed, and I can understand why. This certainly seems more coherent, and I do really like it. I spent a good bit of money on this, but I could not have designed this myself. My graphics are inept. And as you can see here, he clearly based the title and author font on IBM's classic logo from the 70s and 80s. And I do like the computer he has on here. I guess it's a really old computer because I guess this is a cassette drive, not even a floppy drive. I'm not sure what this and this are supposed to mean. Oh, maybe gaming controllers, and maybe that's a joystick. Okay, I can kind of see that. I do I do really like it. I have not heard back from him yet about the back cover or the book spine, but um, maybe even as soon as a day or two after I've heard from him about that stuff, I'll work on publishing it. I've changed my mind about where I'm going to publish the book. I'm still going to use Amazon KDP, but I have decided I want to go with Draft 2 Digital for my non-Amazon source instead of Smashwords. The two main advantages of Draft 2 Digital are that um, they will do your formatting for you to convert it into other forms such as ebooks, as opposed to as opposed to Smashwords, which requires you to do your formatting for the ebook yourself. And also, Draft 2 Digital also prints paperback copies of your book, while Smashwords is ebooks only. So, and I thought Draft 2 Digital might be my best shot at getting paperback copies of my book in actual bookstores like Barnes and Noble, and also in libraries, and that is something that I wanted. And I will be offering a giveaway and giving away 2 signed free copies of Nerds Per Minute to commenters who reply in the comments section to this video. I'm going to randomly select 2 people among the first 50 commenters. I'm going to pick random numbers. So if, for instance, I draw the numbers 14 and 21, that means the 14th and the 21st people to reply to the video will receive free signed copies of my book. Unless I ask you and you tell me you don't want me to have your address or something for security reasons, which I can obviously understand. If that's the case, then I'll do another drawing after that for a different number. I'm not going to reply to this video until there have been at least 50 comments made. If I draw a number that doesn't have a corresponding commenter, I will try again until I do, which means like if only 32%, if only 32 people respond to the video and I draw the number 38 or something, I'll make sure to only select out of 32. And I'm going to disqualify anyone who replies to the video more than once. I don't want people rigging the game for themselves. So please only reply to the video once. If you want to make additional comments afterwards, you can edit to the comment you originally made. Okay, remember, this is the 2020 Typee Award winners. I started this a long time ago, almost a year ago, and this is reflecting, remember, this is reflecting only what Typist did in the year 2020, and nothing from this year should count towards it. And my panelists were pretty good about only considering what happened last year. Each panelist got 1 vote, while I awarded the fan winner for each category 2 votes. I have only listed the people, sites, or quotes that received at least 1 vote from either the panelists or the fans. That cleaned up this particular PowerPoint quite a bit, because there were a lot of categories that got a lot of nominations and a lot of strange ones. Only 7 of my 13 panelists, and that's including me, replied with final ballots. The other 6 never got back to me, but I think the choices they made were good. Typist of the Year. Czech got 7 out of 9 votes, and Josh got 2 out of 9. Maybe people were thinking a little bit about what happened this year when they voted for Josh, because obviously Josh took it to another level this year, especially as he overtook me on the TypeRacer Text Best statistic last week. Breakout Typist of the Year. This was almost unanimous for Josh. 7 people voted for him, and 2 voted for Amaranth. Nobody voted for Goldajet or Conspire. Burst Typist of the Year. 6 people voted for Amaranth, who was the first person to type 4 words per second on any typing test that was a minute in length or longer on Monkey Type. Josh got 1 vote, the other person to do it. I imagine if this vote were taken today, Josh would probably win that as well. Endurance Typist of the Year. Josh got 5 votes. Czech got 1 from Michael DeRoche, probably because of the Ultimate Typing Championship. Josh got 1 from me. I didn't know who I was going to vote for here. I changed my vote on a few of the things in retrospect, because what seems relevant in hindsight may be different from what seems relevant in 2020. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But I ended up voting for Josh for this because by the end of the year he had he and Static 9 had both broken Josh's 1-hour record on Monkey Type. So I voted for Josh, but Josh got it easily with 5 votes. And Keegan got 1 vote for his thousands and thousands of races on TypeRacer, I guess. Grinder of the Year. Keegan got 7 votes for becoming the first person to break Michael DeRoche's record in race count in TypeRacer history. Josh got 1 vote, I believe, for his Monkey Type stuff, because he typed 24 hours straight once, and Wildflower got 1 vote for the Nitro Type addiction. International Typist of the Year, Andrea got 5 votes. He won the Typing Zone Championship for the 2nd consecutive time last year, and also medaled in the Intersteno Multilingual Championship, finishing in 3rd place. I got 2 votes. I won the Intersteno Multilingual Championship last year, and Shazzy got 2 votes, probably for being the first person to type 200 words per minute in 3 different languages on 10 fast fingers. Website of the Year. Even though it did not start until June, Monkey Type made a huge splash and was selected as the best site of the year by my panelists, and it was also voted best site of the year by the fans who voted in that poll, with 5 votes to 3 for TypeRacer to 1 for Keymash, the other big news site of 2020, and nobody at all voted for 10 Fast Fingers or Nitro Type, which kind of surprised me. I mean, it wasn't a great year for Nitro Type, obviously. They deleted the leaderboard and stuff, and I think people knew that, but I'm still surprised it didn't get any votes. Best News Site of the Year. Although there were other sites that got nominated, Monkey Type and the Keymash were the only ones to get votes. Monkey Type got 5 votes, and Keymash got 3 votes. And in retrospect, those definitely seem to be the two big news sites of 2020. The other sites that were formed, like Ico's Type.gg and Typination and Word Practice, don't seem like they're going to go down in history to the degree of Monkey Type and Keymash. So that seems right. Discord of the Year. Monkey Type wins its third straight award with 4 votes. 2 people voted for the Type Racer Discord, and 2 people voted for the Ultimate Typing Championship Discord. Moderator of the Year. Keegan wins his second award with 5 votes. Karen, aka Josasim, got 2, Poem got 1, and Tim Jeffrey got 1. All Type Racer moderators. Nobody really nominated moderators from other sites. That category is kind of a bust. If I ever do this again, which I don't really want to, I might not do that category again. Commentator of the Year, and we have a big upset. I expected John to walk away with this, considering his channel exploded last year and had some semi-viral videos on it, while Titanium Tendons, who I originally nominated, deleted all his videos a couple times. I assumed based on those facts that John would win, but no, Tendons got it, and I do understand why. Tendons did a great job of talking about the historical context of a lot of typing records and the culture as a whole, while John's videos tended to be more comedic. So I do understand why Tendons won. I actually switched my vote from Tendons to John because it felt wrong to me that John only won the fan vote, and I thought he deserved something else. So I actually switched my vote, but Tendons still won. That surprised me, but I'm glad for him. Still the biggest upset of all the categories, I think. And Nico Borst got 1 vote for his Ultimate Typing Championship coverage. Storyline of the Year. This was basically unanimous. All 7 of the panelists who did a final vote selected the death of Reckful as the most important event in typing of the year. Now, the fan vote was split between Reckful and Izanagi becoming aka Amaranth, becoming the first person to break 4 words per second on Monkey Type. Those 2 stories tied among the fans, so I split the 2 fan votes and gave Reckful 1 point and Izanagi 1 point, but Reckful swept among the panelists I selected. Meme of the Year. We all knew how this one was going to go. Michael Trayvon Heckman wins with 4 votes. Competitive Nitro Type with 3. Matthew Yang from the Ultimate Typing Championship got 1. And Summer 2020 with Mechai and Taryn got 1. Mechai nominated himself for basically every category and pretty much got stiffed in all of them, but did get nominated for this, although the person who voted for Taryn specifically and did not mention him. Best quote on a typing site: "The moon will never lie to anyone, blah blah blah, be like the moon." I knew that was going to win based on how many people nominated in the first place. It got 5 votes. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I play video games. The quote I submitted got 2 votes. Long Bones from Nitro Type got 1 vote, and that Randall Monroe quote about uranium and the little pigs jumping over each element, that got 1 vote. Worst quote on a typing site. I'm not surprised by this one. Goo Goo Dolls, Foo Fighters. Both good bands, but a really stupid tongue twister that is not only stupid, but it's also annoying to type. That did not surprise me. That got 5 votes. The Most Americans Do Not Own Passports. That quote making fun of rural America that I submitted got 3 votes, and then that Funky 'Twas the Night Before Christmas with all sorts of bad formatting got 1 vote. That was from Keymash. Or maybe it was from Aiko's site. I don't remember which. I know Aiko's site and Keymash were very similar. Maybe it was from Aiko's site. Easiest quote on the typing site. I mean, we knew what was going to win this. The Friends quote, they don't know that we know, they know we know. 6 votes. A bunch of people voted for power 10 straight times. Sure, that's easier because it doesn't have any punctuation marks and because power is the fastest word in the English language on the QWERTY keyboard. But still, just typing the same word 10 times in a row isn't a quote. That should not have won. People made the right choice here. That got 3 votes. Hardest quote on a typing site. And no surprise here, the misspelled alphabet quote from the Ultimate Typing Championship last year won with 6 votes. The thing that is hard about it is realizing that you're not just typing the alphabet over and over again, but realizing that there are typos in there. So it wasn't really a typing test. It was more of a test of your ability to read and process text quickly and also to be able to identify typos. I actually got 100 words per minute on that test last year, but I had experience with this because there was that Russian site Eurocore that had this test on it every day where you typed all the words out of order. The first letter of a word and the last letter of a word remained in the same position, but the remaining letters were scrambled. So if you typed Rona, it could come out WONRA. And I also typed on that site Fast 140, where people typed other people's tweets, and most of them were like illiterate and misspelled and no capitalization or punctuation. So I had a lot of experience typing weird text, and other people didn't. Czech did get 72 words per minute on it. I don't think anybody else beat more than 40, so that was obviously the choice. Although somebody did pick the Ultimate Typing Championship quote, the 2010 version, and somebody, again, picked the Night Before Christmas, which, yeah, that is garbage. Best username, Mom Found the Poop Sock, aka Taryn. Won with 3 votes. I know a lot for the account I nominated, got 2 votes, and Michael Trayvon Heckman got 2 votes. I'm glad Michael didn't win here because I don't think Michael Trayvon Heckman is even a username. I don't think he used that on any site, so it probably shouldn't have been eligible in the first place. Even though Taryn's username was typically kind of gross considering his ribald sense of humor, at least it fits what I was going for in mind more than Michael does here. And there was going to be a most popular typist as well. That was originally one of the categories, but I ended up forgetting to include it when I asked for the fan vote, so I ended up dropping it. I assume if there had been a most popular typist, Michael would have won it. Although I could see John getting it too. Yeah, I was surprised. John was nominated in several categories, and I was surprised how much he underachieved in this. But I was happy to see Tendons win because his YouTube channel is very underrated. So, for the overall count, here we go. Monkey Type was the big winner, sweeping all 3 awards for websites for 2020. Keegan was the only typist to win in more than one category with 2 votes. Amaranth, Andrea, Czech, Josh, Michael, Trayvon Heckman, Reckful, Taryn, and Titanium Tendons won once each. And I've finally completed this for 2020. I don't know whether I'm going to do this again in 2021. This was exhausting, and when you try to involve a lot of other people in a project, it can be hard to hear back from them, especially because I asked people to respond to things 3 times, and a lot of them, I could tell were getting tired of it. I may have to select my panelists more carefully, people who I know will be obsessed throughout. But I do think this turned out pretty well, and nobody really voted for anything that I would consider to be stupid. People nominated lots of stupid things, but none of them really got any votes. I was drained doing this. I might do it again. If somebody else wants to do this again in my stead, I would happily be a panelist, but let somebody else take a more predominant role if somebody else wanted to do this on their channel. Um, I'd probably add other categories. I'd probably remove some categories like moderator of the year. I might add categories for like accuracy. I feel Static 9 probably deserves an award just for typing an hour and 35 minutes or whatever it was on Monkey Type Straight without making an error. I mean, I don't know if anybody has ever done that in typing history. Sure, he slowed himself down well below his average speed in order to do it, but that really impressed me because I don't think I could do that even at that speed. Um, but yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for categories I didn't cover, but maybe after we've decided who's going to get the free copies of my book, though, because I figure that people are going to be rushing to make comments pretty quickly for that purpose. And if you watch the whole video by the time it's done, it may be too late to even vote. I don't know how fast people are going to be, or maybe too late to enter the contest. I mean, so I want to make sure if you want to be entered in this that you do it right away because I don't know, the 20 minutes this video took or whatever might be too late. But anyway, I finally got this done, and I think next week for my typing video I'm going to finally go on Typination. The creator of Typination contacted me several times to try to check it out months ago, but I was busy with the book and I was busy with some of my auto racing research, and it just didn't happen. But I know I need to check out that site and do a video on that probably. And then for my next millennial video, I'm going to be talking about my eating disorder on Saturday. Thank you and good night.